Here come the judge. Here come the judge. Thank God Almighty comes. Here come the
Ramblings
judge.
of a motivational madwoman.
Hi.
Motivational ramblings. That's me. Here I am once again in beautiful Las Vegas. The sun is going down and it's nice and cool. Well, cool for me. I'm here to ramble about judgment today. I know it's a pretty big one. Because, you know, most people live by their judgments. Their judgments form their world. Your judgments, whether you consider them good, because you have good judgments and you don't want to let go of those you'll hold on to. And you have your bad judgments. You don't want to be, you know, bad, consider yourself bad, because that in itself is a judgment. If you judge someone, that someone's doing something wrong, then you completely put them in a box and that's where they stay and they can never change. Pretty much like someone who gets out of prison. They've done their time, they come out into the world, and they're considered bad eggs. They can't get a job, they have difficulty getting a job, they have difficulty getting credit, etc., etc. The story goes on. So what are judgments? Rules and regulations. Okay. So you look at me and you say, Karen, but Karen, you can't live without rules and regulations. Yeah, okay, you can't live without rules and regulations, but what if you looked at all of your points of view, because basically that's what judgments are, they're points of view. They're neither good or bad, they're just a point of view that you happen to have in this moment. Some points of view that you have, you can live with them pretty well. Other points of view, maybe they limit you in some way, and they're not creating a lot of ease in your life. So basically that's what they are. Judgments are points of view. Some points of view create a lot of ease and comfort in your life, and other points of view are not so great. They kind of limit your world. So what we'd like to get to is, instead of having judgments, what if you could see everything as just an interesting point of view? Interesting point of view. What if everything was just an interesting point of view? Neither right or wrong, or good or bad, positive or negative, but just, hey, well, that's an interesting point of view. It's an interesting point of view. You're not really telling anybody they're right or wrong. It's just an interesting point of view. You would say, well, but then you would never argue about anything. You probably wouldn't if you could honor that someone just has an interesting point of view. Now, wouldn't that be cool? Next time you get into a big debate, ask yourselves, do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? Do you have to fight for your point of view all the time? Or could you just be an allowance of where someone is? And what is allowance? Allowance is just being an interesting point of view of wherever anyone is. Be an allowance. Everything is just an interesting point of view. Would you be willing? Would you be willing to just let everything be an interesting point of view? I know I'm crazy, and I know this sounds really far-fetched, but if you gave it a try, you might discover that interesting point of view is a whole lot easier. Because all of your good points of view are also just interesting point of views. Like I said, you don't want to let go of those, because those you consider to be all of the reasons and justifications and judgments of why you think something is right. You hold on to that being right, or would you rather be happy? Some people, you know, they hold on to a point of view, they have such a fixed point of view, such a judgment about something, and they get all yeah, exactly, they do all of that, and they get riled up and they go nuts. Is it worth it? However, I can be an interesting point of view so that I don't, you know, ruin my day. Why do you want to ruin your day? Would you rather be happy, or would you rather be right? I know you guys have heard this before. It's not the first time. I'd rather be happy. I'd rather be happy. What an absurd point of view. Oh, nope, it's not absurd. It's just an interesting point of view. So people, come on people! Next time you get into a big debate, ask yourselves, do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? Be an allowance. Everything is just an interesting point of view, because your point of view today could change. And if you decided or were willing for it to change, maybe you could have a whole lot more fun. Come on people! Stop being the judge. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Thank God Almighty comes. Here comes the judge. We're so limited by our points of view about being judged and judging. Wow. What if you could let go of the judge? And you think, oh no, then things would be out of control. Would you really be out of control? Don't you think that you would know what works for you? You just choose and then discover, I'm going to go this way. Trust yourself enough to just choose. You might discover that that choice is going to give you an understanding of what really does work. Because sometimes you just gotta try and figure it out first. You gotta have all of every possibility, and then you do it. But then you discover along the way that you didn't see this or you didn't see that, because you can't. Interesting point of view. Choose and watch what happens. And then choose again, and then choose again, because you can always choose again. Interesting point of view. You have that point of view if you're judging me. Interesting point of view. I have my point of view. But I'm not judging
tell you what I've experienced myself, and I hope that what I share with you motivates your world.
Peace. How does it get any better than this? That's me signing off. I'm a mad woman. What can I tell you?